bringing it to them all day. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Win or lose, we bringing it to you always. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Orange or black, we rebuild the pack. No matter where we at, you know we coming back. Section 336, we on this, so tune in. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Yeah, welcome to Birdland. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Now, here come the boys from Section 336.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Baltimore sports fans of all ages, welcome to Section 336. This is Birdland, next generation of Baltimore sports talk. I'm your dearly esteemed host, Matt Soroka. As always, I'm joined by the button lover, Josh.
This is Birdland.
Yeah, I was just hearing that. I was listening to the lyrics of our song, and it just kept on saying this is Birdland, so I just threw it out.
You know, the Orioles should run with this is Birdland.
Yeah.
Sounds like something they should go with.
Yeah, it's a good suggestion, Josh.
All right. We'll go with that.
All right.
Everyone should go to Birdland Sports also and check out the new shirts.
Sure. This is Birdland. All right. We got some, listen, sorry, Orioles fans. We're going to talk about some Ravens today. We got to get to it.
A little airing of grievances.
Yeah, I'm distraught. Maybe we can draw some comparisons to the Orioles season, the Ravens season, and look into the future as well.
Yeah, they ended similarly.
Yeah. And then I don't know. We can get into some personal stuff if you want. I got a new cellular device that's causing me all kinds of
I went
strife.
I went on a trip this weekend. I was in Washington D.C. Not sure.
Oh
if you knew
yeah,
that.
that's right.
So we can talk some non-sports stuff as well.
Yeah, Josh travels back to Maryland for playoff games and caravans. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing about your experiences.
Yeah, as I did not go to the caravan or the playoff game.
Or the playoff game.
Set up. I went to D.C. I never went into Maryland. Spent some time in Virginia and some time in D.C.
Okay.
No Maryland for me on this trip.
Okay. You repping the Nationals. Go Walgreens.
No. I was repping the Ravens, and it was nice. I saw lots of people in Washington repping the Ravens.
Wow.
I guess they're a little beat down with their defenders or whatever, commanders.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'll tell you, you know what I did do is, I believe, did we talk on the podcast last week about how I would be flying home during the Ravens game?
Yeah, you talked about using Wi-Fi, watching the game on the plane.
Yeah.
How'd that work out for you?
That nightmare. American Airlines sucks. We'll just start with that. Might never fly them again.
Okay. You know I'm a frontier spirit kind of guy, so I like to hear you say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
2.5 hour delay on my flight up to DC, an hour and a half delay on my flight back from DC. So, but
I don't understand flight delays in 2024, but that's a whole nother discussion. I really don't understand it. You got a bunch of planes, figure out how to do the logistics and don't delay every flight. There's way too many flight delays. I don't understand.
I swear, I'm sure that every single delay is because a person screwed up.
Right. I assume it's someone overslept or someone didn't show up for work. That's what I always assume it is. But
or someone had a little bit too much to drink before.
Yeah. It's not like one time when I fly from Macon Contour Airlines, they literally have one plane. So I get it. If the plane doesn't work or whatever, I get it. There's one plane. But like a large airline, and it's not like you're the first person to experience delays. They happen every day, all the time.
Yeah,
I just don't really get it. I don't get why.
No, I think it's a little trickle down effect. Like if there's one car accident, it spreads to all these others.
Right, because everything is so, efficient.
Right. But I feel like it's 2024. Put Elon Musk in charge of it or something, and let's get these things all talking to each other.
If Taylor Swift can make it from China to the Super Bowl in 3 hours, like they're saying she's able to, and surely you can get on a flight without it.
If you got the right amount of money.
Yeah. That's what it is.
It's the money.
Okay.
Of course. Yeah. Of course, it's a whole bunch of 18 and 19-year-old girls doing the math to make sure she can get from Tokyo to Las Vegas for their TikToks and all. But anyway,
I guess never mind. I'm going to go conspiracy theory on you, but I'm going to let it go.
We can do conspiracy theory later.
Yeah, we can do it later.
So what I did is I changed my flight up, because the other thing I did is I looked at my flight. I checked into my 3:00 flight on Sunday and saw that it was completely full, that I didn't want to pay American Airlines to choose my seat. But because of that, they put my wife and I both in middle seats on different sections of the plane, front and back. And then they had a long wait list as well. So the plane was just going to suck because it was going to be packed. So I changed my flight to 8 a.m. in the morning. Still got the hour-and-a-half flight delay.
Yeah.
But it got me back in Florida, I think around 11:30.
Okay.
Which gave me plenty of time to come home, drop my bags off, and then I went down to Dad's place.
Okay.
Surprised. Did not tell them I was coming. Knocked on the door about 20 minutes before kickoff for a nice surprise to watch the game with him.
Yeah, I assume you guys were together because there weren't a lot of texts flying back and forth. So I assume you guys were together. I didn't really even ask.
It was also a frustrating game, so it's like not like any of us wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, that's how I am. I don't go on Twitter. I don't go on anything. I just kind of stew in my frustrations until now. And so now we can talk about
it's like
frustrations.
Yeah, exactly. Because how do you talk about it while the game's going on? While really what you're watching is not your team getting blown out, not the refs completely screwing your team. You're seeing your team kill themselves over and over and over again. No matter how many times this defense gave the offense a chance, the offense would find a way to screw it up. So I've got theories on why, but what's your big takeaways from the game? That was my big takeaway.
Okay, big picture, Josh. Like, it just made me think sports are insane because you could have, and the Ravens had the best team in the NFL. I don't think it's even debatable.
Sure.
Whoever's going to, whether it was the 49ers or Lions in the World Series, we crushed both those teams. We've been crushing teams left and right. But for 1 hour on Sunday from about 3 to 4, we weren't very good. And it totally blew our minds. It totally blew our coaching staff's minds. It totally blew our players' minds that somehow for an hour. And so you play, this is a freaking, I don't know how long the season is, 17-week season, 18 weeks, 17 games. You're the best team in the NFL.
Right.
You play your heart out. You look great in the playoffs. You're the favorites to get to the Super Bowl. You're the favorites to win the Super Bowl. You got the MVP. And for 1 hour, you just don't play very well. And it blows up the whole thing. And no one knows how to play anymore after that, after you get not behind by 30. If you would turn in the second half, you would have thought the way we were playing, coaching and players, we were behind by 30 points. That's what you would have thought. And the frustrating thing is, Josh, and I'll end with this, it seemed like this year there was like a whole conspiracy supporting the Ravens winning the Super Bowl.
There was until
everyone in
changed.
The AFC North, Burrow hurt, Watson hurt, Steelers going through the rebuild. You take a large look at the AFC. The Chargers were supposed to be good. They weren't. The Jaguars were supposed to be good. They weren't. Even the Patriots, the Bills up and down season all year. They're supposed to be dominant.
Well, even the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs.
Up and down.
This is their down year. Yeah, this is the worst they've been in the past few years. This was the year to get them. Yes. And so all of it was lining up that this is, the Chiefs, I think, will be better next year, honestly. They'll get some receivers in there. Everything was building for kind of this year. And it's also a reminder that you kind of feel like the Dodgers, right, who win, the best team in the National League, and then all of a sudden can't get out of the first round. You also feel like, how many more chances, how many more times, Josh, are the Ravens going to go into the playoffs as the best team in the NFL? I think they'll have some other playoff appearances.
Well,
everything's set up like this.
This is the first
happen
time.
Every year.
First time we've ever hosted the AFC Championship game. So that tells you how often it happens.
Yeah. And Lamar Jackson going into, what is it, 5th or 6th year? Like, he's no longer a rookie. He's seasoned enough. This is his time. We have all the right weapons. Flowers
looks like our first legit, homegrown wide receiver.
Yeah. Our defense is, as we mentioned, playing your mind. And I agree with you, Josh. This was, and I have a lot of thoughts in the game. Now you get me riled up. that it was, you talk about who
I
won
thought-
the game, who lost the game. Clearly, Casey didn't win the game as much as the Ravens lost the game.
Totally. I think my big takeaways are the defense. After the first quarter, the defense settled down and the defense played outstanding to the point that there were multiple times in this game where I said, oh, the game's over. But then the defense goes 3 and out, 4 and out, and gets the ball right back to the offense. And I'm like, oh, we've got a chance again. And the offense blows it again. I want to put a lot of this on Lamar. I think Lamar was a little amped up. We saw Lamar overthrowing guys by 5-6 feet on every pass. So I want to say Lamar was a little hyped up, a little pressure on Lamar, and it was coming out in long throws. But we are one of the top running teams in the NFL, and we barely ran the ball. And I get the whole concept of you run the ball more when you're ahead, but we got the ball so much. We had plenty of opportunities. We were never out of the game. So there was no reason to just not run the ball at all.
Yeah, I think something that makes Lamar successful is the fact that he can run, the fact that we got a strong running game, one of the strongest running games in the NFL. This all builds into his strength. That's what's made the play action work. But that second half, I'm telling you, we were down by 10. We act like we're down by 30.
Yeah.
The coaching staff lost their minds. And I think if people are saying, oh, this and this about Lamar, I think this is almost like a typical Lamar game in the sense that I feel like Lamar every so often makes a little knucklehead play. This happens.
Yes.
I think it's more on they expected Lamar to drop back every single time and pass it, and they totally banned the run game.
I'll tell you.
I mean, Josh, here are the stats.
I
real
just
quick.
put it up. Gus Edwards got 3 carries.
Yeah, and he got 20 yards in those 3 carries.
3 carries in the game for Gus Edwards.
This was, I think, the 29th ranked run defense for the
Chiefs.
I was yelling the week before that the Bills gave up on the run in the fourth quarter. Like, what are the Bills doing? And now I see my own team doing it. It's like we were behind and we seriously lost our minds. And the players lost their mind too. There was a sense of panic among the players, right? Like that they all had to make the big play and score 20 points in one play when we're just down by 10. Oh, it was so mind-boggling to watch in real time. Like we pass again, we pass again, we pass again.
Yeah.
We run one time and we get 10 yards. Pass again, pass again, pass again, pass again.
Yeah, three carries for Gus, 2 for Flowers, 3 for Hill. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's bonkers.
Doesn't make any sense.
Well, and it showed like the Ravens were expecting maybe the Chiefs to score every time. Like I wonder if you could go back and say, look at how the Ravens shut down the Chiefs' offense. You had time. You had time to score. I mean, there was no need to rush because you have a great defense. Even in the first half where the Chiefs are driving, I put that on not bad defense. I mean, just Mahomes Kelsey made some great plays. That's going to happen when you play a great quarterback. They make great plays.
And a tired defense, because that was like 2 stretches of 9-minute stretches that we gave them. And then the offense would just flip the ball right back over there. It was poor play calling all over the place. And when you're playing the AFC Championship, you can't go into it with that mindset. I think the epitome of that mindset was at one point it was 4th and 1, which is a classic. All right, QB sneak, no problem. Just Lamar holds it and we go. Instead, we tried some little trick screen pass.
Yeah, and
it worked, but it was the epitome of we are keeping Lamar in shotgun situation the entire game and just kind of throw. And I don't know if it's
100 points. Even though that's not what our offense is all year.
Right. Suddenly in the AFC Championship, we need to prove that Lamar's a passing quarterback. It makes no sense.
Well, in their defense, I guess, the Ravens have never played behind. And so clearly they did not know how to play behind for an extended period of time. And clearly they had no idea what to do. I mean, I don't think their plan was, if they were scheming it up, right, Josh, pre-game, I don't think their plan was to give their running back 6 carries and for Lamar to drop back 37 times. That's not what you draw up.
No, but that's what they called constantly.
Right.
And they had
they
without ever
panicked
being out
and
of
they
the
lost
game.
their minds. That's all that happened.
Yeah, a 10-point game, and they thought the game was over.
Yeah, people say Lamar choked. Our coaching staff choked, right?
Yeah.
Munkin choked.
Yes.
Harbaugh choked. That's who choked.
Yeah. No,
not Lamar. Now, did Lamar make a couple, dumb plays? There's two in particular, fumble and that stupid interception.
Well,
Where there's
the
three guys
fumble,
there.
the fumble, he was blindsided. There was no way
he held
saw
the ball
that
too
there.
long. He should have ran. He held the ball too long.
Well, he held the ball too long often.
Right, and there was opportunities to run, and he didn't take it.
Yes.
It was really frustrating. And despite all that stuff, we still had chances to win the game. But for me,
frustrating because it did not look like Ravens football.
Yeah, we totally abandoned what we were all year because of a bad 1 hour. We had a bad 1 hour. It's like we just threw everything out the window and said, "Oh, let's be a totally different being." We didn't even get like our tight ends involved. There was very few Andrews and Likely involved. It was just weird.
Right. I thought we'd see Likely and Andrew on the field together. We'd see a little package with that. Never. It made no sense.
I don't know what the stats are. I feel like this year we've been a kind of on defense, a veteran and disciplined team. On offense, too, pretty disciplined. What do we have? 4 personal fouls? What is that? What was this? Dave Flowers throwing the football intimidation.
Somehow,
what was it Van Noy who got into Kelsey's face? Like, what was that?
I think there was hype around this game, not because it was the AFC Championship, but hey, we're gonna punch him in the mouth.
Yeah. Oh, and we punched Mahomes in the mouth. Mahomes got beat up this game.
Oh, and we did, and we came in with the hard hits. The problem is when you come in that way, there's some ways. Sometimes you're not gonna. You got to play it a little softer, especially when we all went into this knowing, hey, the refs protect the Chiefs. The refs, we've got this horror. We know that the guy that got assigned as the main ref has a habit of protecting the Chiefs, and that the defense away team always does better when he's the ref. That's all stuff where it's like, yeah, I know Kelsey's getting away with all this taunting all game and starting things up. We can't buy into it. We can't bite, and we did multiple times. I mean, there's some stupid stuff like that play near the end where Smith ran offside and pushed the guy.
Yeah,
that was a smart play,
right?
Except they made it unnecessary roughness.
Yeah,
which is stupid because you see that happen accidental all the time. Come in like that with missed timing.
Yeah,
that's a dumb call by the ref. But
I don't know. He
came in harder than he needed to.
Did Roquan Smith? Did he do that on purpose?
I think so.
Right. So
which means
it's kind of roughing
exactly. When you do it on purpose, there's no need to hit that hard.
And the refs kind of, I think, knew that too. Yeah.
And that now, what's really frustrating is the taunting play, because it's been very clear if you spin the football or throw the football down,
or stand over defender, or stand over defender.
So there he
that was like 3 different levels of taunting.
And the frustrating thing is, sorry, Flowers, if you would have not taunted there and just played football, you wouldn't have fumbled it because you would not have been in a position that you need to dive for the end zone because you would have been at the 10-yard line already.
Yeah, but I'll say 2 things about that. One, the Zay Flowers taunting was dumb and not in character. We watched Zay Flowers all year.
That's what I'm saying.
Done anything like that.
It was like the way they hyped each other up was like a fight. Like, we're taking down the bully.
Well, it was also the crowd. You mentioned First AFC home game, bringing in everybody, Josh. Everybody came in. Everybody came in.
But the football team wasn't outside drinking with everyone else. It's not like they were getting all rough and
but
rowdy.
they were bringing them out throughout the game, hyping the crowd up.
I know. I saw Suggs mid play, basically.
And I was getting hyped up. You don't think the players getting hyped up at that?
No, I get that. But being hyped up is different than losing it and causing penalties and killing yourself.
Yeah.
The Ravens killed themselves.
Yeah. And the Travis Kelce taunting thing, I mean, he is a master at knowing how far to push it to get a response, but not to get a penalty himself.
And
he
also knows that the cameras are always on him, which means he can easily, if he pushes it a little bit, your response is going to get caught up immediately, and you're going to get caught. You can't get away with anything.
Right. But this is textbook, the second guy gets in trouble. But with Travis Kelce, and he is, in my mind, I hate him. I think he's the biggest jerk in the NFL, and
Yeah.
I hope the Chiefs lose in the Super Bowl by 30 points just because of Travis Kelce. I can't
I am
stand the
looking
guy.
forward to the Taylor Swift Travis Kelce breakup so that it all turns on to anger towards Travis Kelce.
Okay,
Instead of
so
this
you're gonna
praise
be mad when the Chiefs win the Super Bowl and he gets down on one knee in
and
the confetti as
proposes.
they're celebrating and proposes. That will upset you.
Uh,
No, but
Yeah,
to me, he is the embodiment of like we all have that person in high school who just was like popular, really talented, but also knew it and was a jerk about it.
oh,
And
he's
just found ways to get under everybody's skin. I just can't stand the dude. I just can't stand him.
but that's because you don't like his Pfizer commercials. You're
I
anti-Pfizer.
don't even care about the commercials. I don't even
Have
know
you
the commercials.
did you notice during that
Just the way he
game?
acts after every freaking catch.
Did you notice during that game? Pretty much every commercial break had a commercial in it that had a member of the Chiefs.
Yeah, Mahomes does a lot of commercials.
Mahomes has a lot of commercials, and Kelsey's got a lot of commercials.
Yeah. But and to Mahomes, and well, real quick before we get to Mahomes, there's too much going on here. But the Zay Flowers fumble, I'm going to go on record, and people may not agree with me. I think that's a good football play. I think you see the end zone, you dive for it. He had two hands on the football. I mean, other teams make plays, and bad stuff happens sometimes. But I like my guy. I don't want. Well, why didn't you just slide down to the 1 yard line? You go for a touchdown, you get a touchdown. He had two hands on the ball. It was unfortunate, kind of just an unlucky play, and defense made a nice play. But I like the Zay Flowers gutsy diving in there.
No, I agree. It was a football play. It's what you see all the time, and normally that's why no one freaked out immediately with it, because from the angle it just looked like, oh, he dove and hit the ground and the ball popped out. We see that all the time.
Yeah, I just saw a lot of hate for Zay about that play.
I didn't see. I don't know. No hate my way, because I thought it was a good move. I'm all good with it.
Here's my rankings for who to blame for the game, and let me know if you agree with these rankings. Oh, and before I go into my rankings, one quick note, because everyone's going to praise Mahomes and bash Lamar and draw this distinction, and I have nothing against Mahomes. I think he's a great quarterback, but Mahomes didn't play great this game. I didn't think Mahomes. Like, Mahomes did nothing that said, oh, wow, he's a superstar.
No.
I mean, Mahomes threw, I was surprised to see he threw the ball 39 times and only had 240 yards. He didn't. I didn't think Mahomes, was not the hero here. He just didn't do anything, and the Ravens didn't do anything either, and they just held the lead. So, but whatever. I get it. Mahomes is going to be in the Super Bowl again, like he is every year, and Lamar's not. So I get the discussion.
Yeah.
But my blame is one, and this is to me at the top of the list by far, coaching, and then a drop down is Lamar, and then my third thing is on Ravens players for their dumb penalties. My fourth is on the refs. There's a couple pass interference calls, not just the interception. There was one before that on that final drive where a guy was held. So those are my four: coaching, Lamar, dumb penalties, and the refs. That's kind of where I stand on who's to blame for that game. And again, it's unfortunate because this was our year. We don't know how many times this is all the stars will line up like this, where we're the best team. We need a freaking baseball best out of 7 series, because we'll win a best out of 7 series all day against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
It didn't go our way for an hour, and we lost our minds.
Well, we did. We lost. If you took it best out of 4, we had 4 quarters. We lost the first quarter, and we never came back.
Yeah. Because we stopped playing
because we didn't play Ravens football. We played something else on the offense. The defense was out. I was very happy with the defense. Defense played Ravens football.
Defense was great. A couple of dumb penalties is the only thing I'll knock against.
Just the one Smith penalty where
not just the Smith. There was the Vinoy when he pushed.
Vinoy as well.
And then there was the Clowney. And Clowney he lowered the helmet a little bit. You can't do that. If you just push him, you're good. It's just the lowering the helmet is where we got
exactly. Covered. Yep, I totally agree.
Yeah, but I thought Mahomes is so good about not getting sacked. And I think we sacked him maybe once, but we were putting pressure on him all day.
Yep, constant pressure.
Even those catches by Kelce when Hamilton was covering him, like in that touchdown, for example, Hamilton was playing good defense. Kelce's a good player. It happens.
Yep.
So I couldn't even watch after that. I couldn't even watch the the Lions and the 49ers.
No, me either.
And maybe I'll get over my depression about Super Bowl. But the whole time I'm gonna be thinking how it should be the Ravens in there and how they could be crushing whatever team is in there. It's just really unfortunate.
I know, and the sad part is I don't think the 49ers have it in them to beat the Chiefs. So
I think it's gonna be close. I don't think either team is great. But
I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, good news is pitchers and catchers report in like 17 days or something like that.
Yeah. How do you, Josh? How do you think? I mean, we now have two franchises, the Ravens and the Orioles, who both lost in the playoffs.
Oh, you want to? All right, let's stay on the negativity. Okay.
Yeah. How do you feel about?
All right.
Certainly very different feelings after each losses, right?
No, it's kind of similar.
Okay.
Well, no, a little different. Here's what I'll say. They are both. They both played. Here's the difference. The Orioles got there early. The Ravens, I would say, got there a little late. The Ravens, got there right on time. The Ravens are still a young team, but it's 5 years in with Lamar for him to get us to this point, where the Orioles got there with Adley on his second year. I'd say I feel the same as they both disappointed and they both played differently in the postseason than they had been playing all year. And then, but I also, for both teams, I feel hopeful for the next season. And I feel like it's a new start and a new dynasty with both of these teams. Is how I feel going in. Like, I'm disappointed, but I'm totally disappointed in the Ravens the next day. It still sucks and still stings. But the Orioles, that stung for like a week or two, couple weeks. So they both hurt. I'm just glad we get to move on to baseball. And it's just cool that we have two teams that are relevant in postseason ball. I just want more.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. And I guess for me, I'm excited that the Orioles are relevant in postseason ball. For the Ravens, they've been relevant in postseason balls their whole life, right? Like, I'm kind of done with that. I'm at Super Bowl or bust kind of with the Ravens, and especially
I agree.
With the Orioles. I never thought the Orioles were far and away the best team in baseball. I felt like that way with the Ravens, and I felt like it was all adding up. Like I was super confident in the Ravens to make this.
Oh, like I lost all my betting money on Sunday because I was so confident that every app I had money in went on to the Ravens.
Yeah, and this is why I don't bet. It was a good reminder for me why I don't bet, because I would have put all my money on the Ravens too. But be that as it may, the Ravens. I mean, I even marked on my calendar. Like, I don't put things on my calendar unless like they're going to happen. And I was put in my calendar, go to St. Augustine in 2 weeks to watch Super Bowl. Like, and then I have to go and delete it from the calendar.
See,
I'm not
that's
going
the problem. You put it on the calendar.
Yeah, so maybe that's on me.
You caused it. Kelly was asking me, "What's Matt's plans for coming down?" I said, "We don't talk about it until Monday."
Yeah,
that I'm not going to. I marked it on the calendar.
But and with the Ravens too, I feel like with the NFL, the nature of the NFL is every year is different, right? Next year, the Steelers could win 14 games, and it wouldn't shock me, right? Just because the NFL is crazy and the salary cap, and you have parity. And so I think the Ravens are going to be good, but they're also a lot of free agents, and they're going to be a bunch of salary issues. Where the Orioles don't have to kind of figure out all that salary cap. There's not parity. Good teams are good, bad teams are bad pretty much every year with baseball. And so going forward, I almost now like would kind of an interesting bet, Josh. What happens first? The Ravens make a Super Bowl or the Orioles make a World Series? Like, what would you have more confidence in? The Ravens making a Super Bowl or the Orioles making a World Series going forward? Think about that. While you think about that, Josh, my feelings I feel like when the Orioles lost in the playoffs, I agree with you in that the similarities are the national audience who was watching the game didn't get an accurate picture of who the teams were. Like, if you watch that Ravens game, I don't think you got an accurate picture of who the Ravens were all year. And if you watch the Orioles in the playoffs, especially with that starting pitching, you didn't get an accurate picture of who the Orioles were all year, right? And so I felt a little short change in that they didn't play like they had played all year, which was frustrating on both ends. But with the Orioles, I didn't last year. I was hoping they win the World Series, but I wasn't super confident. And so I was excited that they got in the playoffs. I was excited to go to playoff games. I wish they ended differently. I was depressed at the end, but it wasn't like I was expecting it and now they didn't. And I'm just I wasn't shocked. Like I didn't walk away from the playoffs shocked. Whereas the Ravens, I'm shocked that they lost. And I'm feeling like that with the Ravens. So different feeling. But the future is definitely bright with the Orioles. And I think it's bright with the Ravens. They're going to have to handle a bunch of salary. I mean, if you look at the free agency list, everyone's a free agent. So they're going to have to handle that.
Yep.
Where the Orioles, no one's a free agent for the next 5 years.
No
one who matters, at least.
Right. I do. Yeah, I do. You asked me who's going to win a championship first. The Orioles.
Well, I didn't say win it. I just say get there. Yeah.
Get there. Yeah. Then I would say the Orioles. I would bet money on the Orioles.
That's wild.
I know it is, but you would probably pick the same thing. I mean, right now, I find it wild that MLB.com is projecting the Orioles to get there this year.
Yeah. But a lot of people have the Ravens there to get there next year.
Sure, but like you said, football things change. And really the Orioles are set. I know what the Orioles are going to look like for the next 5 years. And that's crazy to me. And especially when I have confidence in the guys who are coming up for the next 5 years. It's just a crazy place to be as a sports fan. Did you see the Detroit Tigers locked up one of their prospects with a 6-year contract?
No.
With this guy is basically Jackson Holiday territory. He's going to make his debut. He has not debuted with the Tigers yet.
Oh, he hasn't. Oh, wow.
He's going to debut this year, probably opening day. They signed him to a 6-year contract with 3 team options on top of that. They locked him up before he even made his showcase in MLB. That's how.
But is that even locking him up? I mean,
it's buying out arbitration, is what it's
right. Like those are that you would have for 6 years anyway. You just handle the contract stuff beforehand.
But you got the 3-year options, so you turn that 6-year into 9 years.
Okay. Oh, and those are just club options.
Those are club options locked in at like 10 million, 11 million, and 12 million.
Oh, that's interesting. So because pre-arbitration, you make no money, right? You make no money.
Right.
In terms of, you make a lot more money than I make as a professor at Mercer, but you make no money in relative terms. So they're probably paying him money
more
now.
Yes.
And then to make up for it, you have all these team option years, which are probably really
and then they're
friendly.
saying, right. And then they're saying for that year 7, 8, 9, hey, we're paying you 10, 11, 12 million, when really on the open market, you might get 20 a year.
Right.
So it's but
it's good but if it doesn't work out, the team option is you don't give it to them.
6 years, then you're done.
Yeah, that's a really interesting contract.
It's really interesting because I feel like it's the next level of what we saw the Braves doing and stuff with locking guys up younger. And it's something we're always talking about, how we wish the Orioles would do stuff like this. It's an interesting way to go about it.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm just thinking right now, if I'm Jackson Holiday, what's he, 19 or 20? And
I think he just turned 20.
Just turned 20. And you offer me a lot more money, like millions of dollars now, maybe $2-3 million now, when I'd be making maybe $100,000. So you're making me a millionaire overnight. And the cost is I may have to stay an extra 2 years and make 10 million or 15 million when I could be making 30 million. But the reward is I get it all up front. I get some more money up front. It's just, I could see from a player's vantage point. I mean, from the team, if he turns out to be really good, it makes sense. From a player's vantage point, there's just such security there because he's got that guaranteed 6 years or whatever. Jackson Holiday doesn't have 6 years guaranteed. Like, what if Jackson Holiday, I don't know, something happens to him and he blows out his arm or something?
Or what if he just gets to the majors and sucks?
Yeah.
So
I hope, and I assume Mike Elias is exploring all these options. That's
You hope
interesting.
so.
I didn't know about that deal. That seems pretty interesting. I hope Elias is exploring all that stuff.
I hope so. I hope now he's looking at some starting pitching. But yeah, I hope we're looking at those options as well. Did you watch Gunnar Henderson's Rookie of the Year thank you speech?
I did. It was about 2 minutes or 3 minutes.
Yeah,
I fell asleep halfway through, but then I woke up for the end.
Nice, classy speech. But he thanked the Boris Corporation, which then reminded me that, he's a Scott Boris person.
Though, just such a nice, sweet kid, right?
No,
kind of boring, but super
boring,
nice.
But it's
and sweet.
It's totally like a yes sir.
He's like the kind of kid that I want Silas to find in first grade to be friends with. Like, give me a sweet kid like that for my son to be friends with.
I saw,
let alone the baseball stuff.
All right, so my little league is starting up. I have the draft on Thursday.
All right, I just signed up to coach in the spring, so I'm in.
All right, good. So I get to go and pick the 11-year-olds or 10-year-olds, whatever age group I'm at now. Anyway, because I think I've been Googling little league stuff, my TikTok feed is like little league coaching advice and stuff, and it's pretty cool. So I was watching a video today that talked about how when you want to draft these little league kids, what everyone overlooks is character. And because character can take you further than raw talent at this age, because you're teaching them and trying to tune them and train them into the type of men you want to be on the ball field. Right. And I think with Gunnar Henderson, that's exactly what you see is the character there. Yeah, he's got all the intangibles and he's got all of the tangibles. He can throw the ball hard. He can play the position. But the character that we see when he does stuff like that Rookie of the Year speech is what makes him I want my kid to idolize him. Look up to Gunnar Henderson. Don't look up to, as we were kids, and it was look up to Derek Jeter, and then you see everything or Alex Rodriguez, even worse.
Or Wander Franco, even worse.
Yeah, Wander Franco. Okay. Now you're taking a little far. But it's cool that we can look and see, all right, well, he's an outstanding ball player. He's Rookie of the Year. He'll be in the MVP discussion again next year, and he's a good person.
You think the Orioles, how much does good character play into their draft selection? Because if you look at their drafts, Josh, it's Adley Rutschman,
I think it's
Holiday.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think
Kerstedt.
I think it's something Michael Elias looks at.
Even Enrique Bradfield, who I got to meet briefly, and he signed for my son, seemed like a really good guy.
Yeah. And you hear the same things about Basallo, the catcher?
Yep. Yeah, Sammy Basallo. And for the most part.
And
I can only think of one jerk off the top of my head in the minors for the Orioles.
Who's the minor and who's the jerk?
Okay, I'm hearing stuff secondhand, Josh, right, not even primary.
I don't care. I want to hear who your jerk
I don't even know if he's still with the organization.
Because I've had good conversations with Vespi and D.L. Hall. Yes. So I know there's all these good guys in there. So who's the jerk?
I've heard
Palmero's kid isn't in the organization anymore.
No. And maybe this guy. This guy was there last year, I think. He's been at Bowie for a while. But just like here's I would just be transparent. I got a friend who's super into autographs, right? He does this. And this guy won't sign for anyone. It could be a nice 7-year-old kid there who it's his favorite player and he won't sign for him.
Who is it?
It's a guy named Zach Watson. I don't know if you've heard the name Zach Watson.
No, I don't even know who Zach Watson is.
Hey, he plays at Bowie. It's a center field outfielder. Anyway, I've heard he's just been not nice about the signing autographs. But maybe he's not confident in his signature or something. It could be a lot of reasons.
Yeah, maybe he can't read.
Yeah, it could be.
Right.
I don't know. But yeah, it does seem like all the guys that Michael Elias drafts, at least the top of the draft, are really good quality people. And I don't know, you do interviews and stuff, so you have some idea of that. Adley Rutschman is, let's be honest, he was a slam dunk to take number one.
Yeah.
So maybe that's not fair, but certainly Jackson Holiday was not a slam dunk. And Gunnar Henderson wasn't even Elias draft, right? I think that goes back to, am I right? That goes back to Dan Duquette. I always forget that.
Yeah. Who took Tyler Wells? Speaking of good guys.
That was a Rule 5 pick. I think that was I think that was Elias in his first year as a Rule 5 pick.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but it's, I'm sorry, no, I get it wrong. He was 2000. That was the 2019 draft, so that was Michael Elias's
All right.
pick. So that was, that was the Adley Rutschman and then Gunnar Henderson. How about that for a draft?
It's outstanding.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know how much character goes into it. Versus, I don't know. We've had this discussion before where it's like we say, all right, we don't know how much character goes into it. But then if I ask you, hey, the Orioles really need a pitcher, you think Mike Elias will go after Trevor Bauer? And what's your response?
Zero chance.
Because of character.
Yeah, clubhouse, character, all that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at who they brought in, right? Even as clubhouse, even as I don't want to say as kind of these backup roles, like your Adam Frazier's,
your veteran presence.
Yeah, guys who have good reputations, even the Jordan Lyles, right? Guys who had good reputations of being kind of good teammates. Yeah, good people.
Right. Even before that, you think of Nelson Cruz. But I guess not Nelson Cruz.
Isn't he on the steroid list?
No, Nelson. I don't mean Nelson Cruz. Rougned Odor.
Okay, yeah, sure.
As a good teammate.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, no. Nelson Cruz. I went a little too far back.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how much it comes into play, and I don't know how much it goes. How you balance if you're choosing like weigh in character, because you're always going to weigh skill set more. But I don't.
Yeah. I mean, another guy, just to finish our discussion, Odor. I'm just Robinson Chirinos.
Yes.
As backup catcher, everyone loved him. He was terrible at the plate, a subpar defensive catcher, but he was such a great clubhouse guy that he survived the whole year. And now McCann's kind of filled that same role.
You're right.
But yeah, anyway, yeah.
I like that.
But and by the way, if you look at I saw just today, did you see who signed with the Angels today? Or maybe it was yesterday.
Who signed with the Angels?
I didn't check Twitter at all yesterday, so I just checked today and saw that he signed with the Angels. So it could have been yesterday. Aaron Hicks.
Oh, okay. Good for Aaron Hicks. Again, another guy that they brought in. Yeah, he's got the skill, but he's also got the character.
Right. And Josh, were you a little hoping that maybe they kind of get him on a league minimum and bring back Aaron Hicks?
Of course. But I also see, I have trouble looking at our team because I have trouble not putting the prospects in all the positions. Like, I'm ready to see Colton Cowser every day. I'm ready to see Kjerstad every day. I'm ready to see some of our other outfielders up here every day. So, like, yeah, I like the idea of some of these veterans, but I'm ready to see the kids play.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like this is Josh Heston Kjerstad season, and anything or anyone who gets in the way of Heston Kjerstad, I want him out of here.
Right.
And if Aaron Hicks would have even taken as much as one at bat from Heston Kjerstad, I want him out of here. Right. This is Heston Kjerstad season. Aaron Hicks, get out of here. Anyone else getting away from my Heston Kjerstad at bats, get out of here.
Right.
This is Heston Kjerstad season.
Correct. Except for your title. This is Jackson Holiday season. Heston Kjerstad's a sub note.
Hey, listen, I think there's no shame in coming second in Rookie of the Year voting if you're Jackson Holiday. At that age, you should be proud of that.
Like, we have a legit shot, and this is what's scary, to have two guys in the run-in for Rookie of the Year. And at the same time, two different guys in run-in for MVP. And possibly a guy in the run-in for Cy Young.
Yeah, I mean, I think what helps in the MVP, by the way, is the best player in baseball just left the American League. So
yes,
if you're looking for kind of best player in the American League,
Ohtani's out. Name recognition helps. And Adley and Gunnar now have national name recognition.
Josh, I just pulled up the this is from, I don't know, covers.com. I don't know what that means.
All right. Do they already have lines out?
Rookie of the Year.
All right. I bet I spent all my money, but I might need to deposit more.
such difference. So like they have a couple listed here. DraftKings, Jackson Holiday's plus 250, but FanDuel, you can get him at plus 450.
Oh, FanDuel, that's a pretty good deal.
And then, but you go all the way down. Here's where the money is, Josh. DraftKings, Heston Kjerstad, Rookie of the Year, plus 3,000. Take my money, DraftKings, at plus 3,000. Josh, you got to put a couple bucks down there for Heston Kjerstad.
I mean, yeah, I'd put $2. What's $2 get you $600 back?
Yeah, I don't know how that works. Sure. Josh, and there's one more Oriole on the list too.
For rookie?
Yeah.
Who else is there? Who's else projected?
They have the top, I guess I'm just kind of 18 guys. We have 3 Orioles. Jackson Holly, number 1. Heston Kjerstad is kind of near the bottom. But on the last on the list at plus 5,000, Colton Cowser.
Hey, congrats for getting on the list. For I'm looking at MVP in my Hard Rock app.
Okay.
Because I don't see Rookie of the Year. But MVP, Adley is plus 2,000.
Oh, is Aaron Judge the favorite? Who's the favorite now?
Let's see. Favorite is Aaron Judge at plus 525.
Okay.
Then Soto. Then Alvarez, Seager, Rodriguez,
Two Yankees
Tucker,
at 1 and 2.
then Rutschman.
Okay.
Gunnar Henderson, and it goes Adley, Bobby Witt Jr., Gunnar Henderson, Mike Trout.
Yeah.
So putting Adley and Gunnar right up there at plus 2,000.
Yeah.
I'd make sure to put some money on that too. And let's see, how's that work? So 2,000 means if you put $1 down, you only get a $21 payout. But if you put $20 down, you get $420.
All right.
But thanks to the Ravens, I will have to deposit more money to do that. So we'll do that bet later.
And I'm sure, I don't know, like I'm pulling up Cy Young odds now too, if we're just talking about odds.
Yeah.
I see Kyle Bradish at plus, you can get him plus 350. And then I'm sorry, plus 3,050, not 350, 3,050. 3,500.
3,500. The word you're looking for. Yeah, he's 3,000 for me on Hard Rock. And
I got Grayson at 3,100.
All right. And let's see. Yep, I got Grayson at 3,000 as well.
How about this? This one's only listed on one of the draft apps, but this is you can get this guy at, what is this number? 20,000? Sorry, it's a lot of zeros and small. 20,000 for Dean Kramer.
Is he on he's on the list at 20,000?
Yeah. So is John Means at 20,000. They just have everybody on here.
Yeah. Yeah, I would not bet money on either of those. I will save my $5.
Yeah.
At 20,000, you can get Ryan Mountcastle for most home runs.
For most home runs?
Yeah. He's the first Oriole listed for most home runs.
Yeah, that wall never happened. He's a righty.
Yep, good point. Santander is 150,000.
Yeah,
no, 15,000.
Well, he has a better shot because, switch hitter, so
exactly.
He lefts a lot. But no, I mean, yeah. What's Heston Kjerstad the most home runs?
He is not on my list.
See, that's they're missing the guy that's going to have the most home runs. So it's kind of embarrassing on them.
Let's see. Yeah, here, this is a fun one. Ohtani, over or under 39.5 home runs?
Ohtani?
39.5. 39.5.
I mean, he's going to play the whole year, right? Like, there's no.
Yeah, he's batting the whole year. He's only
DHing.
He's DHing, playing outfield or whatever. He's not going to pitch.
I mean, he got more than 39. He got in the 40s this year, right?
Right. I would take that.
And that
over.
was playing in less games because he pitched a lot at the beginning.
Right. That's why I would always take the over. Plus, he can't pitch, so he's going to be fully focused on hitting.
Yeah, we don't even know what that looks like.
Right.
So yeah, no, I'll probably do the over for that too. Yeah, sounds like it over.
All right. Well, we still got 3 more weeks till pitchers and catchers report. So we got plenty of time to do our projections and
Yeah,
all that
we
type
should
of
start a
stuff.
betting podcast on here. So Josh, the free agents for the Orioles.
Our bet, if we do a betting podcast, it's going to be all about Baltimore bets.
Yeah,
maybe a segment.
I know. I'm MVP, Oriole, Cy Young,
Yeah.
Oriole, Rookie of the Year,
World
Oriole.
Series winner, Orioles.
Orioles, yeah. Orioles record over.
Right.
So in terms of our free agents this year,
Yeah.
Jack Flaherty, Tigers. Adam Frazier, the Royals. The Angels. The only free agent that's left, Josh, who hasn't signed, is Shintaro Fujinami, who may or may not even play in America next year.
Yeah.
So all our little 1-year deal free agents, they're gone.
I'd offer him another 1 year. I'd offer him a 1 year low cost. I'd give him another chance.
Yeah. And we'll get into this in another episode.
Yes.
But I've made a decision. I've made a decision about the Orioles rotation, and I'm sorry I have to do this, but Tyler Wells
is in the pen.
DL Hall, one of those pitchers from Jump Street has to go to the bullpen because we need a little bullpen help, and there's not enough room for everyone to be a starter. So you could still in the future, and I think so. Then you ask yourself, well, this year who will be a better starter? This year who will be a better bullpen piece?
Right.
And so it just seems to make sense that DL Hall, long term, you're a starter. This year, DL Hall, you're a bullpen piece. That's where I'm at.
That's where I'm at as well.
And Tyler Wells, we're going to try you at starting again because the first half last year, you were the best in the game. You pitched more innings. You have more experience as a starter, all that stuff. And DL Hall, you can be dominant in the back of the bullpen. We need a lefty dominant guy in the back of the bullpen.
Now,
so it just makes sense for this year to do that.
I'm leaning that way, but I also see, depending on how the spring DL has or whatever, it could be a guy like Kramer losing his spot.
Oh, I would be very surprised.
I mean, because we know Means, Grayson, and Bradish are not losing their spots. They're locked in. So then you put Wells there.
Yeah.
And you're saying Wells, Kramer. I'm saying I don't know. I don't have enough faith in Dean Kramer.
Okay. I think Dean Kramer's good. I think he's a really good 4th and 5th starter. I'm a Dean Kramer guy.
But what happens if we sign a veteran guy in the next 2 weeks?
Then it's a depth piece.
Then it's a top half. So then you don't have room for Wells or DL in this starting rotation. And the way Wells pitched in that first half, I want him in my rotation.
Yeah, I know. But Josh, my argument is spring training, someone's going to get a blister. These things work themselves out.
They do.
I don't think we have a ton of depth in AAA with starting pitching.
Too much pitching has never been a problem.
Yeah. If you temporarily need to move Tyler Wells or Dean Kramer even to the pen, I think you can. But I think it's or the veteran guy, and that's again why I don't think we need to bring in James Paxton. I don't think we need a 5th starter. I think we're good there.
He's got to be a top half.
Yeah, we need a 1, 2, 3 guy, or we don't need you. That's kind of where I'm at.
That's where I'm at too, and I will also never turn down the idea of a piggyback.
Okay. You can be all on board about the piggyback. I'm not loving the piggyback idea, but okay. You can do the piggyback.
All right, good.
All
right. Well, I think next week we get to put football behind us and we get to focus fully on the Orioles' upcoming season. It's February next week.
Yeah, it's the month where we can start thinking about baseball again. Though, I mean, we talked about baseball every week here in
we'll never
January. Stop. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think the stupid Super Bowl now is going to last forever because they drag this thing out as long as possible. So that's great. And then pitchers and catchers report in February. So we will see. It looks like at this point the Orioles are who they are. So
Yep.
I don't foresee anything happening with the roster, to be honest, at this point. If something does happen, it'd be a nice surprise. But at this point, I have no expectations that anything will happen with the Orioles roster.
I think we sign a veterans pitcher.
Okay. I don't, just based on the conversation we just had, I don't see the need of it.
Right. I don't see
I'd
the
be
need of
surprised.
it, but I think Elias, national media keeps talking about how we need one. I think Elias, if he can get a top half of the guy, will get it. If he can't, we don't need it. Real quick, Matt, as you're closing this out,
Yeah.
what you choose as your team for Little League? You didn't get a choice last year. Yeah. What team are you?
I don't know. First of all, on the calculator, Little League calculator on LittleLeague.com, it says my son should be on a 7 under, but he's listed in my league at 6 under. Do you know why that would happen, Josh?
How old is he?
He's 6, but he turned 7 in May.
Then that's why he's 7 under.
No, he should be 7 under, but
Yes.
in the league I'm in, I put in his date and it puts out 6 under.
I don't know, when's the season end?
I don't know, but on the Little League calculator, LittleLeague.com, you put the age in, it says he should be in 7 under.
Yeah, I would think 7 under because Owen played 10U in the spring, 10U in the winter, turned 10 in December, which I believe means we play 11U this spring and 11U in the fall.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because the 6 and 7s are together for coach pitch, so it really doesn't matter this year. But I got to talk to the commissioner about it. But I don't know. Like, I just signed him up literally yesterday, and I put that I would volunteer to coach, but I haven't heard anything from anybody.
Oh, I just noticed my team chat is called 10U spring ball. So I don't know if I'm 10U or 11U. I think I'm 11U.
Oh, so maybe you're having the same issue I am. Yeah, I don't know the ages.
But I coach because you would think if I coach 2 seasons of 10U, suddenly I'm in 11U now.
I think that's how math works. Yeah, the numbers usually go up.
Maybe I did 9U, and then this is my second 10U. Maybe it changes in the fall. It might be that. It might be the fall.
I don't know. I was trying to figure this out. I was like on the Little League website doing they have this age calculator, and I assume all these little leagues are based off that calendar, but maybe they're not even based off that calendar. Maybe they do a different one.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't got to pick my team. Sada said if he gets the A's again, the Athletics, he's not going to play because he's been the Athletics every year for fall ball and spring in 2 different organizations. But yeah, we had to make a big decisions because there's Vineville Little League or Vine Ingle Little League, and there's North Macon Little League. And we played one in spring, one in the fall, and we decided which one to play for here in the spring again. So
are you sticking with the one that you coached in the fall?
Yeah.
We went through that decision too about, hey, should we change leagues? And we decided that we keep sticking with this league because I'm already in the coaching tree.
Yeah, that's what I knew. I just know more people and parents in this one since I coached. And the other one, I didn't really know anybody. So I was trying to figure out like what competition was better, but it's just hard to tell.
Yeah, we tried to figure out like who goes to the school here now where we live and stuff. And
yeah. And Seth did play with a classmate of his in the fall at the other league too. It's close to his school, but a little farther from our house.
Right. So I've got my draft of the kids on Thursday. So I've got a list here of the kids I want to bring back, some kids I want to steal from other teams, and kids I want nothing to do with.
Are some of the kids you want nothing to do with were on your team last year?
Perhaps they were.
You want to say their names here on the air in case their parents are listening?
I doubt their parents are listening. I think at least one of those kids, I think he would not want to be on my team because he and I disagree at what position he should be playing. So he will not be happy on my team because I believe 10U, 11U, whatever I am in this spring, it is the right age where I'm going to keep kids at positions as much as I can.
Oh my! You reached that age, okay?
Yeah, we've reached that age where you're a second baseman, You're a catcher.
Make
You're
sure you draft a
first baseman.
catcher. Do you got a catcher? Make sure you draft a catcher. They can be
I've
tricky.
had the same. All right, so I had this kid 3 years ago as catcher, or 3 seasons ago. This is going to be my 4th. Have I coached 3 seasons, or have I coached 4? I think this is my 3rd season, 4th season coaching, 3rd season, whatever. I've had the same kid as my catcher. I draft him every year. I like him. He's top on my list to draft again this year.
Okay.
So yeah, catcher's my catcher, and make
Do you
sure
have to
I have
draft
a
Owen,
catcher.
or is Owen automatically on your team?
Owen and my assistant coach, I automatically get those kids.
Okay. I just think it'd be funny to see, someone snoop up Owen.
I think sometimes I think it would be better if you didn't coach your own kid.
I know. That's what
So-
it involved. Sas and I had a long conversation about if he's okay with coaching him, because he's all on board, but then we'll be out back and I'll try to give him one piece of advice. He's not having it. So I was like, are you sure you want me to coach you? Because you know how sometimes we get into it. But
that's why I'm not coaching basketball. I will coach baseball. But yes, exactly. So all right. So that means starting next week, 100% baseball with some little league as well.
Some little league talk, from both of us, hopefully.
Yeah, can't wait.
All right. In the meantime, if you're itching to hear another episode, in the meantime, to kill time, go to Apple Podcasts and give us 5 stars and write us a review. And follow us on all your social medias. Josh is putting videos out there on the TikTok.
Yeah, have you checked them out? I've been putting clips up
I
regularly.
follow you, so they come up in my scroll.
Yeah, I think it's really cool.
Yeah,
People
I love
should
it. I
definitely
get
be checking that out, and share these videos on TikTok, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, whatever they're on. Just share them. It helps spread the word.
I'll share them if they're good.
Hey, if I post,
I'm not going to share for the sake of sharing. They got to be quality content for me to share, to put on my.
Can you? I got a question for you. Can you see like how many views they have or whatever when you view them?
No, I don't think so.
All right, hold on. Let me open up the YouTube app and take a look.
I can see the amount of people who have liked it.
Right.
I can't see how many people have viewed it.
I find the number of views really interesting because, for instance, I put up a clip about how we were talking about how Baltimore sports teams dominate with young talent. That got 139 views.
Right.
I put up the unstoppable Lamar Jackson will shine as the Ravens take on the Chiefs. That got 1,000 views. That makes sense. I put the Dominican kids and about us talking about the baseball factory down there. 2,100 views. I put the stress of gambling and how you hate doing blackjack, and it's 2,500 views.
Wow.
So I don't, and then I'll post if you'd rather win little league or adult softball, and it gets 25 views. I don't get how this all works and the algorithm, so I'm trying to learn that.
Yeah, because it's like it just shows up in people's feed and they watch it, right?
Right, I guess so. So I don't know if I have to use hashtags or something. That's on YouTube. On TikTok.
Oh, on YouTube. Yeah. I was thinking about TikTok. I don't know how YouTube works.
Yeah, that's on YouTube.
I didn't know you could watch short videos like that on YouTube.
Yeah, it's called YouTube Shorts.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Meanwhile, over on TikTok, they've all got they're all around 700 views.
Okay.
So I get that because it's all right. That's our followers, and they're just swiping and they run across it. So it makes sense to me that they're even numbers. YouTube's just all over the place, and I don't know why. So anyway, if someone wants to help with our algorithms of YouTube and TikTok and video and all that, help us grow, reach out. Otherwise, just spread the word, share it. Everyone's frustrated with the Ravens now, which is the perfect time to get excited for the orange and black.
Yeah, I agreed. I got my Orioles hat on. I put the Ravens jersey back up in the closet till next year, and now it's Orioles gear from here on out. So yeah, let's go O's. All right, boys and girls, you can follow us on Twitter, on X. You can follow me at Section336. You can also follow Josh on X
at Josh Soroka and at Birdland Sports. Check out. I have some new shirts. I really like the new shirt I made, ripping off Taylor Swift's era merch that's out there now, because it's Baltimore and it's now time for our liftoff era.
Careful, you don't want to upset any Swifties, Josh. I don't think
Yeah, I know, but that hardcore bunch, if anything, I've noticed that if you lean into that hardcore bunch, they praise you.
That's right. You gotta love the Swifties. We gotta love the Swifties. No Swifty hate here.
This is not a make fun of the Swifties. This is a join the bandwagon. Get this shirt for your wife, girlfriend, daughter. That shows their support of both the Orioles and Taylor Swift, and it's just a cool looking shirt.
There you go. As long as there's no support of Travis Kelce, I'm okay with it. All right, boys and girls.
No 87.
Thanks for listening. And as always, go O's.
It's still spinning on ending the stream. I don't know. My
It still
internet
says we're going live and streaming.
I know. I hit end. Hopefully we're ending. I don't know. People might be watching us now.
For a little post game, a little.
I hit end.
Once the cameras stop rolling.
Yeah, it says having trouble with your internet connection, which I get because my internet's been crap the whole time. But how can I talk to you and we do this podcast if I don't have an internet connection? I don't know. Are we still live? I don't even know. Let's see if I go on over to Instagram. It says we're still live on Instagram.
Nice.
Yep, we're still live on Instagram because it will not cancel because of my internet connection. Can you? Does it let you hit the end?
We're gonna have to go all night. We're gonna have to go with this podcast all night, Josh, until it shuts down.
It's exactly all night. Yeah. What do you want to talk about next? What
I never got to talk about my phone. I got my new cell phone with a case, a cover, everything. I got the screen protector. I got the cover. I never had either before. I'm going all out here.
That's good. Why is my internet now? It won't let me do anything. But we're still streaming. It makes no sense.
And I was told you can't even get the iPhone with the button anymore. I got it. I got the iPhone with the button.
It's like the iPhone SE.
Yeah, that's what I got, the SE.
Yeah. Yeah. I went up and did I went up to DC to do all the production for the Chad Duke show this weekend.
Oh yeah.
Ran all the cameras and stuff, so it was cool to go help with another podcast.
How's is that Chad Duke show? Is that still doing really well?
Yeah, it's doing great. Yep, going strong. I think it's 4 years in.
Good for them.
I'm trying to see if I can log in on my phone in order to cancel the stream.
Sometimes I just hold the power button down until everything shuts off.
I'm about to do that. I don't understand how.
Mess with the recording.
How is it giving me an error that I don't have an internet connection, but we're streaming at the same time? This makes no sense.
Maybe you've been hacked or something. You've been talking crap about Swifty, and they hacked you.
I don't know. Look, we're even getting comments in there. Stewie's over here saying Bueller. Like, the internet works, but Chrome keeps telling me it can't end the stream because of internet connections. All right. I'm going to refresh my browser.
Oh my, the refresh.
Hopefully it's still, the recording's all good. If you're stuck,
I'm not doing this again.
Right. All right. I'll be right back, maybe.
This could be a real disaster. And I appreciate how Josh, technology guru, is now having all the technological problems. See, this makes me happy, at least. It's not me with the issues. I don't think we'll see Josh ever again. I think we lost Josh, and now I feel like I can't leave, because if I leave, I feel like we might lose everything, because I'm the last person holding on to this recording. And if I leave, I think the recording goes with me. And so I'm on StreamYard holding down I'm holding up StreamYard single-handedly. The weight of StreamYard, the weight of this recording is weighing down on me, and I can't leave. I'm stuck here until Josh gets back. Josh is probably restarting the power in his entire house, probably restarting everything. What's the appropriate wait time here? I would say the appropriate wait time for Josh is 5 minutes. Is this like professor rules here? 10? I'm not waiting 10 minutes here. I'll give him 5. 5 minutes, and I'll leave it open, but I'm walking away in 5 minutes. But I'll leave it open. I'll leave the screen open. I'll stay it on StreamYard. But I'm walking away in 5 minutes. I can't spend my night here. I got things to do. I don't really have anything to do, to be honest. But surely I can come with something better to do than talk to myself. It's been 5 minutes. It feels like it's been, I think it's been about a minute, but it feels like it's been 5 minutes.
Hey, I'm back.
Hey, you're back. You fixed everything?
Well, let's find out. I unplugged everything. Let me hit.
I remained calm and cool and collected the whole time you were gone.
I turned you. I switched to Instagram on my phone to check it out and see, and I saw you sitting there. All right, I'm gonna hit end stream and say bye to Stewie. Hopefully, this leaves you.